Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Avorion. Now featuring the Black Market DLC that has aired about an hour and a half since the start of this video ago. Right, so this is not, in fact, the first episode of the Let's Play. Instead, I wanted to kind of get my first impressions of this DLC. Kind of want to see what has changed at the start of the game, because one of the things that I didn't mention when I was kind of discussing the whole, trailer when it dropped, was that it kind of looked strange that many of the new things were being showcased in what seemed to be in a titanium sector, though with the presence of ships that are clearly not from the titanium sector. So I was trying to get very concerned that they might have perhaps decided to spawn some NPCs into that sector, in which means that all the new content for the Black Market DLC actually exists somewhere in the late game. That being said, there is also simply the fact that I wanted to kind of do a small public poll as to what you want to see in terms of themes in the next episode. The next episode that I'm going to, well, sorry, not the next episode, the next Let's Play. A Let's Play that I'm actually going to start recording this week, tomorrow, probably. At the time recording this video, it is 9:30 in the PM. I have done a bit of a nap, so I'm really sorry if I sound a little bit out of it. That's just me waking up from a nap. But that being said, today's episode is going to be 1 hour of completely unedited footage. We are going to explore the immediate changes of what the DLC brings to us. And so with that in mind, let's do. Now, one of the things that I did in fact do was I deleted all of my application data, which includes the autosaves for the ships, the saved ship designs. We are going to be starting completely from scratch. And so with that in mind, let's say, Let's Try is going to be the name of the galaxy. And the seed is going to be Spazzy, if you want to actually follow me. The scenario, let's see. We have, oh, that's actually something new. Scenario and difficulty. I was going to say that I wanted to actually play on some of the harder difficulties, not because I want to enjoy the bigger loot, but rather because if I make my own intricate ship designs, I want to see bits of it fall off. I want to see it take battle damage when I take it into fighting. The problem with the normal difficulty setting is simply that, and to put it bluntly, the integrity field generators just are way too good. The physical ship does not, like or rather not the physical ship, the ship is in fact always physical. If it wasn't physical, I would be very concerned at that point, but no, the ship itself does not take physical, visible damage, and that was my biggest concern about it. I was actually looking into mods that reduced the individual block HP, while at the same time, losing those blocks wouldn't actually cause huge chunks of your hit points to, disappear. But yeah, let's take a look at what it is. Scenario, normal, Avorion, or creative. Ah, okay, never mind. That's not in fact new, I'm really sorry. Play tutorial. Do we want to play the tutorial? I don't think we want to play the tutorial. Collision damage is going to be full, difficulty is going to be... Well, here we go. I think that expert might actually be the good thing. You're no longer special, enemies no longer deal reduced damage to you, so every ship is equal to yours. Even trash mobs have a good chance of killing you one-on-one if they have similar size and armament. So the only thing that I am hesitant about this choice is the fact that, as you probably noticed in our last episode of Mr. Krabs' Adventures, the game has a terrible tendency to resort to bullet sponges. Like, in terms of difficulty, it doesn't seem to change the way that the NPCs handle the, you know, tactical sort of feel of the game, but it just makes every single NPC a bullet sponge. So, as I put it to expert, I'm not exactly sure if I want to do that. So, I guess I'm gonna go back to normal for this video in specific. And let's start. Invalid galaxy name. Of course it is. Don't mind me. But yeah, I've been waiting for this for quite a while now, because Avorion is and still remains one of my favorite games, despite all the nasty things that I said about it. This is their chance, and by them I mean, you know, Voxelware. This is their chance to prove me wrong. I want to see this thing succeed. I want to see the, you know, less good parts of this game get addressed. Thank you for purchasing the Black Market DLC. To get started with the Black Market story, you should look for new opportunities at the bulletin boards, but be careful. Getting involved with a syndicate is not without consequences. Once you've reached the center of the galaxy, the news of it will spread like rifts through the galaxy. Soon there will be others who will try to get into the center. Will you join and support them to make new friends, or will you exploit their openness and curiosity? The choice is yours. Balancing changes building. To fix several exploits and steer the game in a direction that's more in line with our vision, we have made some adjustments to building. We want to reintroduce the feeling of safe haven sectors and the risk of venturing out. This change requires planning, and you'll be enabled for new enabled for new saves. Ships. Building generators and hyperspace cores now requires a shipyard in the sector. Oh, building generators and hyperspace cores. Repairing is still possible without shipyards. Undo, Redo, and resourcing works like before. Massively reduced founding costs of shipyards and repair docks for people probably who want to actually, you know, build their own stuff. Okay, fair enough. But this is something that I was already kind of concerned about. This one over here. So this is only going to happen when I reach the center of the galaxy. And we already did a full Let's Play. That was in fact the last Let's Play that we did. Do we want to do another one so soon after? Well, I guess that's going to be one of the polls that I'm going to be posting in the near future. What else? Let's face it, shields are way too powerful for what they cost. They provide lots of HP that recharge extremely quickly and for free, and they protect all blocks at the same time. Shields are also more or less obligatory for combat, and this means that players avoid combat in the early game. Well, yeah. Although that's probably not really genuine to say, considering shields only appear in the Neonite sectors. We want to break free from these limitations and give players more means to fight early on. Integrity fields reduce incoming damage. Alright, we know that. The fact that it's actually pretty broken. Increased damage reduction of integrity fields from 50 to 75. And increased HP of armor blocks to 25 per 1 from 15, whatever that means. I'm still kind of groggy, so I'm looking at this text and my eyes are glazing over. Increased cost of shield generator blocks, okay. Reduce shield gain from shield blocks. Okay, so this is the TLDR. Shields, in general, have been reduced by 27%. Armor HP inside of an integrity field has been increased, and other block HP is also increased. Okay, fair enough. Oh dear. What is this? I am sure this is very important. But not really. We're 9 minutes in. Finally, to give the reconstruction site more meaning, we have added a new item to the game that lets you return to your reconstruction site from anywhere in the galaxy. To get to the item, change your change your reconstruction site, or progress with the story. Infinite use. So basically, it's a Hearthstone for World of Warcraft. Okay, 10 minutes in, we are finally in the game. And we have a purple exclamation mark. New opportunities. I need someone with special skills, but I won't just work with anyone. Meet me in the save location so that I can determine whether or not worthy of the large rewards that are in store for you. This sounds completely legitimate. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. Okay, he said for the third time. Let's gather some resources, shall we? There have been a few things that I've been trying to figure out what to do with the Let's Play. And the sad part is that, to be blunt, I've had quite a while to think about it, but I haven't really gotten anywhere. The problem is, at this point in time, I kind of need a theme to do these episodes justice, to make things interesting to be watched. But if the majority of this DLC is locked behind the late game, and it takes quite a long time for me to actually get to the late game, you can see where the problem is, right? Now, the one thing that I have noticed is, in fact, that we used to have quite a bit more titanium. And now, it doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Or did I just spawn in a very unfortunate place? That's my claimable asteroid over there. That's some... Oh, they changed the visual of the rock itself. Okay, we'll see that in a moment. I think for now, it is going to be a good idea to create a ship. Okay, so take a look at this. We are starting with 30,000. I don't remember if this was in fact the case back then. But hey, let's make a new shippy. So this first ship is going to be nothing more than a drone. We are going to be using it to kind of get around for the most part. So ship number 1 is going to be, in fact... Ah yes, the dilemma. Trying to figure out what to name your ship after. Yeah, this is going to be amazing. What is this? There's a shipyard in the sector. You can build advanced blocks here. Okay. That's really nice. The sad part, one of the sad things about this, is simply the fact that yeah, this is gonna be fine. Something like this. So this is just going to be our first ship. I'm just going to make it kind of appealing. It's going to be small and cute and fuzzy. Fuzzy as hell. Oop. Something like this. And this should give us a reasonable amount of mobility, he said as he's going 102. Yeah, that's not gonna fly, Jack. There we go. Let's actually take a look at all the stats. The current amount of required energy is not really that big of a deal. So I guess let's keep adding yeah, I think this is going to work. But of course, this is not really a interesting design. Let's take a look. What do we have? Iron dock on stations. This block creates docking positions for interaction on ships. This block is used to dock other objects. I am really tempted to see if we can actually... Well, first of all, it looks like we do not have, in fact, enough iron. But that's gonna be fine. Because what we're going to do is add our mining turrets. And also, we're gonna make sure that someone is actually manning them. Very good. Well, so far it really does look like just regular Avorion. Although my obvious question would be, how much for a captain, sir? 16,000? How much do we have? We do have enough. This ship is suddenly a little bit more too quick than I would like. There we go, something like this. Now, the only reason why I did that is because I want to make sure that this thing is actually... There we go, much better. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just zoom myself over to this side of the galaxy. Oh, that's actually a good idea. So they changed a lot of this, where you can actually kind of zoom in and oh, you still cannot, in fact, go underneath the plane, which is kind of sucky. Yeah, this is what I really don't like about it. If I want to issue orders to my ship and I have a captain, I cannot be flying the ship for some reason. And I think that it's kind of dumb. Like, call it autopilot if you have to. There's absolutely no reason for this. That is one of the changes that I did kind of suggest in the past. So, something has unbound my control key. It does not lock the direction anymore. So, let's take a look what's up with that. Key bindings. Dock to object C, undocked from anything left control and C. What about just regular control? So what if I said... There we go. Toggle free camera. I wonder if that's it. Yeah, it was. So the question is, what was usually bound to my right mouse? See, one of the things, when I installed this thing, it instantly said, oh, you have to reset your controls. And so, of course, I did reset my controls because I'm a good boy. And now I regret every single moment of it. So I think what's going to happen now is, after we claim this asteroid, I'm going to let this thing kind of start mining its own stuff. And as for you and I, we are in fact going to go explore a little bit. So far, the immediate first things that you do don't seem to be any different from the core, well, not core, the default Avorion experience. So I was right to do this first 1 hour sort of video, simply to, you know, get my feet wet a little bit. So let's take a look if anything here has changed. No. It still costs in a way that is not going to be relevant for me for at least 30 episodes. And so we might as well sell it. It is, in fact, kind of sad. Oh, I like this new... I realize it's just, you know, blocks like that. But it looks really cool. And if anything, it actually does make mining easier. Just point and shoot. But yeah, it looks like they have, in fact, decreased the amount of titanium you get in the starting system. So, not really sure if I'm completely okay with that sort of change, but it is in fact there. Okay, so, please, go make yourself useful. Yep, that does not... This has not changed at all. Okay, so, while that thing is doing its own thing, and again, I need at least 500 iron to actually found a new ship, let's take a look what's going on here. Noble metal mine. Very noble. Let's take a look. Shift. Manipulate plane. Oh, okay. I mean... yeah, I suppose that is going to work. And that really does give me a good idea. I seem to be unable to pivot my camera up and down while in this view, which is kind of problematic, but okay. Yeah, this is just a little bit clunky. There has to be a slightly better way to do this. But that's perfectly fine. Okay, that is my turn. Maybe I should go with another NPC-only challenge. I suppose the only thing that I don't like here is that they added the lines to make it kind of easier to tell where everything is in a 3D environment. But the sense of scale is lacking. I really think that these things over here, like these little circle things, let me zoom in a little bit. These things over here, they need to kind of represent a rough size of the object. That might be a good idea. I kind of wonder, can I finally play this game purely from this point of view? Something tells me that would be a very problematic experience. But at the same time, it is an option. Anyway, let's take a look at this equipment dock. What do we get? Upgrades. Turret control, battery upgrade, hyperspace upgrade. I wonder if one of the things that we have to do for our next Let's Play is in fact kind of make ourselves not use wormholes. Generator upgrades, internal defense weapons. This is something that we never used. Like, boarding and internal defense weapons is just something we did not use in the whole of the previous episode. Let's Play. Oh, that's a really good... Very tempting, actually. Efficiency is only 14%, which is normal for non-R turrets. And yet this thing is a efficiency of 15. DPS of 30, though. 39. That's probably why it is, in fact, slightly better. But no, I think that we are, in fact... Oh, this is good. Iron salvaging. The only titanium thing here is the chainfire turret. Chain gun turret, rather. Interesting. Very interesting. So, let's go explore a little bit. Ah yes, the Explorator number 1. And I think that considering we are half of the episode in, I might as well use the design, right? Yeah, this is perfectly fine. And of course, I'm also going to be adding 2 guns to the equation. Don't forget to do auto-assign. And hopefully this is going to be fine. Alright, ladies and gents. Okay, so here's a... You can... Yes, I know you can. So my question is, would I be able to find the, you know, little locker boxes, the little storage boxes like this? Or should I simply stick to just zooming out on the ship itself? Because that sure as hell sounds like it. Like... it does not seem that that particular aspect has changed too much. I mean, this might be a little bit easier, but again, the problem is I kind of want to right-click and pan my camera around, and this view, like this strategic view right now, does not in fact allow me to do it. And that is slightly upsetting, really. Okay. As already said, let's take a look where we are. Now, one of the things I want to see is what they did with the first encounter. When you would usually jump to the next system when you start the game like this, you would meet the adventurer. And the thing about the adventurer is that it would give you information about the main story quest, which I still think is rather something they should have left with the Avorion beta, and did something completely new. Bless you, the adventurer. Hello! It's a pleasure to meet someone who is also independent and doesn't belong to one of the large factions. That's a brave decision. One of the large factions? Do you mean the nations? Hey, look! Temptation. She is there. We should work together and show those big factions that they are not as great as they think. Will you help me? How can I help? You seem like someone who just gets back up whenever they are beaten down. I was looking for someone like you, actually. What for? I'm on a research mission. I want to find out where the Xtonian are coming from. What do you know about the Xoton? Not much. Well, you probably know that they are the Scourge of the Galaxy, an alien race that is attacking innocent ships and stations. Except for, they don't unless you open fire in their presence. Of course, I know that. I'm trying to find out whether they come from, where they're coming from, and if there is any way to stop them. Yes, you need to send a crab after them. Once they've built yourself a good ship, would you like to help me? Great! You know what? I can tell you're a brand new captain. Here, have this. It's an upgrade for your ship. Oh dear. It allows your scanners to scan for mass in distant sectors. It basically finds hidden sectors for you. They show up as yellow blips in the galaxy map. Maybe you'll find something good. Just be careful, there are pirates everywhere in there, those softer sectors. We'll see each other once you are ready. To make things easier for you, I've sent you a few guidelines on how to make it as a captain. If you follow these, nothing is going to stop you. Thank you. See you then. New mission. Everything! Oh no. Well, I'm just going to... oh. Regret fills my body. Okay, let's take a look what we can do do about this titanium generator. Yeah. I think we'll need some of these first. Although at the same time we don't seem to have too much of it. This can only build with a friendly shipyard in the sector. Oh dear. It's gonna be really fun when you're, when you find something interesting in a hidden sector, you mount it on your ship, all of your energy just goes poop, And you can't build any of these damn things because there's no, shipyard in the sector. So all you get to do is, in fact, destroy the item by unmounting it. This is a good change. I like this change. It is a very good change. Was I sarcastic enough? Oh, I am not sure if I like that. If I am completely honest. Okay, let's cut it by half. There's absolutely no reason for me to actually do this. But I do like a ship that is at least slightly interesting to look at. Even if I know that I'm not actually going to do anything with the ship, considering it's just here for the sake of this one episode. Oh dear. The scale step is 2.5, I might as well set the grid size to 2.5 as well. And then I can do something like this. There we go. Much better. I think. Probably not. Yeah, something like that. The one other thing that I want to do, though, is introduce... Although we don't really have enough titanium for that, so... Okay. So... Just for the sake of funsies, let's actually go. Let's go visit one of those, yellow sectors. Well, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I kind of expected something a little bit more substantial in terms of changes. Maybe it has something to do with the enemies. Maybe. Although, considering we are going to do that, let's actually install ourselves a... I really like what they did here, actually. You didn't used to have this sort of field thing. Yeah, that might be interesting. There we go. With two guns, I'm really not sure that we are going to do much, but let's try and do our best. Generating audibly. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so... my PC is a very good PC. I'm getting frame drops. And I do not know why. Well, if I'm completely honest, I know why. And it is because of all of these. Look at them. And there's one field of these things. And there's another here, and another here, and another here. Are you okay, game? Yeah. So this sector is actually making my PC... There's another one over there. Actually making my PC chug. I guess this is where the whole hacking thing comes from. I think they need to address this potential issue. Oh man. This kind of feels like when I installed Avorion on my laptop, and I was getting frames like this, like in normal sectors. This is how it feels, and let me tell you, it does not feel good. So I'm just gonna... I'm gonna just sell that. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of things here. There's a lot of titanium to mine, so that's always good. But the fact of the matter is, holy hell, this place is just full of these things. And just like before, there is nothing that I can do here with them. I mean, we already saw from the trailers what these things are and what you're supposed to do with them. But I really don't think a new player is going to be very thrilled to be here. Not only these things are completely useless for me, and to them at this point in time, it's just killing my frames, so I do believe it is time to make like a tree and leave. That sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. Okay, so this episode is slow. I'll grant you that, but it is serving to do one thing in particular. It just means that I was right, and our next episode, or rather our upcoming Let's Play, will need to have some sort of theme. Ah yes, a reconstruction site. Okay, that's really interesting, but not really. So let's take a look. What do we got here? This place seems to have quite a few things, including this thing right here. Free slaves. Hire crew, trade goods. Let's see. Must be allied to this. I'm kind of tempted to just buy all these very crappy offensive turrets. Shield Ionizer. They still haven't changed that. Why is this thing? Energy to Shield Converter, Shield Ionizer, Shield Reinforcer. Why the hell does this exist if the first mention of a shield is gonna be in like 15 episodes, if I keep them like 30 minutes length, would enter Neonite? That is still something they haven't done. Still something they have not addressed. And if I'm completely honest, it's kind of sad. So hey, we have 15 minutes left. Let's build up our shippy a little bit. Because if we need to, we can actually build generators here out of what? Well, we have some energy generation. ideally, I want to increase the size of the shippy overall. So, for this video only, I'm just going to be using this thing. Oh, I don't like how it's not... Okay, there we go. Now it's a bigger shippy in general. Hey, tell you what. We're gonna do something like this. We'll probably need a bigger crew quarters anyway. So we're just going to drop these two segments in right now. And with that in mind, we will also need something like this. This is going to be a very primitive, kind of boxy design. I'm really sorry for that. But now, let's see if we can fix this. So, we don't have a lot of titanium, but we still have this thing. We still have our beloved solar panels, and I'm kind of tempted to see if they have changed this at all or not. So, the way that this works is you're going to select a place for this. And what we're going to do is we are going to set where it is. Something like this. And now what we're going to do is we are going to select these blocks. All of them. And we are going to make it like this. Something like this. I guess I'm not really going to be very careful about how I place these things. It doesn't really matter all that much. Yeah, this looks silly, I know. But at the same time, look at our energy generation. Now, that being said, now we have a different different sort of problem. And it is in fact... Oh dear, what is going on? It's probably because of the scale step that I have. Oh. It's kind of spazzing out. Okay, that should kind of assisted. Now for the integrity field generator. Yeah, something's really strange. I'm using the free form, like a free size tool, and it kind of goes into itself. I'm trying to set it to the smallest possible size, and it's kind of doing like this, and it is... I'm trying to decrease its size. And it is giving me a lot of troubles as I'm trying to do it. Which is kind of a shame. Considering I want to make this ship be nice and secure. Even if it's going to be only for the time being. Yeah, then I wanted to buy those things real quick. The ship itself is much more zippy now, he said as he bumps into things. Now then, I wanted to buy just 2 of these systems. There we go. And then some of these regular chain gun turrets. Hopefully that's going to be more than enough. There we go. Now we got more shippy shoots. Oh dear, did I actually just buy armed or unarmed? Yes, yes I did. That is not in fact what I wanted to do. And one, I guess, is just going to be in the center. Something like this. And not enough crew. Well then, let's fix that. It shouldn't even give you the option if you're not docked. Or transferring crew anyway. Okay. We are ready to tear things up. So let's go. We have 7 minutes. But yeah, I think overall the idea is correct. In the sense that, yeah, we totally need to have some sort of agreed upon theme to go on, because I don't know, what would happen if I actually just did the main storyline with cheats, just to open up these, you know, the middle of the galaxy and destroy the final boss, and then just reset everything in terms of money, equipment, etc., etc. That is also on the table. I'm not sure if that's going to be an interesting Let's Play, but still an idea. So what do we got here? We got a beacon. And we have some claimable asteroids. And well, asteroids that I'm actually going to just very quickly grab. So we're just going to solve that. Was that the only large one here? This system seems to be very large, so there has to be more than one. As I already said, it kind of feels like every system like this is assigned a certain maximum amount of value that it can have. And if you do not have a lot of things in terms of mineable asteroids, then there's a bigger chance to have multiple claimable rocks, he said, as he finds another one. I suppose it's not really fair of me to assume that they're going to change a lot of the core gameplay on it. Not with the DLC, anyway. I'm just kind of sad that I don't see any immediate changes right now, even though I have it. I think I saw something over there. We will, in fact, check that out in just a sec. Well, to be fair, I did want to experience some things to break off of my ship. My wish has been granted. Okay, so, TLDR, the current idea is that I'm going to be putting up a vote relatively soon. And in that vote, I'm going to be asking your guys' opinion on what we can do. Okay, so it's actual wreckage. And here we have a traveler's stash. Open! Blink. Ah yes, a battery upgrade, which is nice. And a triple chain gun turret of the iron sort. Okay, so we are I like this ship already. Too bad we're actually gonna get rid of it. Alright, ladies and gents, this has been 1 hour of testing the DLC. A lot less eventful than I really hoped it would be. It doesn't seem like anything of the new variety is located in the very beginning of the game, so, you know, that just means that we will just need to kind of, you know, go ahead and explore a little bit more. That being said, as already said, I am going to post a vote on what exactly we're going to be doing. I'm going to be looking for suggestions. But apart from that, ladies and gents, this is Spazzy Dragon. Glad to be back in Avorion. And see you in the next one. Fly safe.